Hello. Today we can hear the word meditation, mindfulness, vipassana, Buddhism. We can hear very often, and we can meet so many people who are really interested in Buddhism, meditation, mindfulness. And I explained already, I don't like Buddhism, the word Buddhism. And the Buddha taught Dhamma, and the Buddha organized Sangha, his disciples, who are revitalized, who are revitalizing the Dhamma, his teaching, who keeps the Dhamma alive in themselves. Therefore, the Sangha, the order of Buddhist monks, must revitalize the Dhamma, keep the Dhamma alive within themselves by practicing the code of moral discipline and meditation, that vipassana meditation. Only then, and only then, can those Buddhist monks, the order of Buddhist monks, Sangha, be called the Sangha. So Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. The Buddha taught the Dhamma and organized the Sangha. The Sangha must keep the Dhamma alive by practicing that vipassana meditation and following the Eightfold Noble Path. There are so many nowadays, they're not really unfamiliar. They are not really unfamiliar with the teaching of the Buddha. And I found a lot of meditation teachers around the world, and they try to teach people. I don't know how much do they really study the Buddha's teaching is in a Pali literature. The Pali literature is the root of all the Buddha's teaching, because particularly the Theravada Buddha's teaching. Why I say that I don't want to make the difference, but I don't want to make the divide Buddhism. But anyway, that's the truth. In Southeast Asia, there are two traditions, Theravada and Mahayana. Under that Theravada and Mahayana, there are schools again. There's no problem. That's the truth. But the Sangha is the Sangha. The Sangha means the disciple of the Buddha, the order of Buddhist monk, who keep the teaching, the Dhamma alive in themselves by practicing meditation or by following the Eightfold Noble Path. So if you are a member of Sangha, you are responsible to keep the Dhamma alive within yourself by practicing and following the Eightfold Noble Path, particularly that vipassana meditation. That is called. Only then, only when a member of Sangha keeps the Dhamma alive within themselves by following Eightfold Noble Path can he be called a Sangha, the disciple of Buddha's, the Buddha. So the Buddha is teaching first. The Buddha taught Dhamma and organized Sangha, the disciple of him, and those who keep the Dhamma alive within themselves when practicing and following the Eightfold Noble Path. And more Sila Samadhi Panya. This is called Sangha. And now what I just want to tell you is the Buddhism, the word Buddhism. I said that I don't like the word Buddhism very much, but the word Buddhism can be divided into two words, Bud and ism, right? Bud means wisdom according to the Pali scriptures, language, literature. Bud literally means wisdom. Ism, an English word, means system or doctrine. When two words, Bud and ism, join together, look, Bud and ism, wisdom and doctrine, then Buddhism can mean system or wisdom or doctrine or wisdom. This is the way that I often explain to those who are confused what Buddhism exactly means. Then Buddhism, the word Buddhism becomes a bit meaningful. But however, Buddhism is just created by the scholars. We can say Dhamma. Dhamma is the universal law that's related to everyone. Buddhism is related to those who believe in the Buddhism. And Buddhism is not related to those who believe in Jesus Christ, who believes in Muhammad, or who believes in Christianity, or who believes in Islam, who believes in Hinduism, who believes in Judaism. But Buddhism is related to those who believe in Buddhism. Buddhism is limited, restricted, and sectarian. But the Dhamma that Buddhism brings and introduces to the world is universal. It's not restricted, not sectarian, not subjective, it's objective, right? So I don't like this Buddhism because this is actually Buddhism should be replaced with the Dhamma. Dhamma shouldn't be replaced with the Buddhism, right? So Buddhism, you can clearly understand now that Buddhism can be divided into two words, Bud and ism. Bud means wisdom according to the Pali scriptures, Pali lessons, the Pali literatures. Literally, Bud is wisdom, and ism is doctrine or system when two words join together, the system of wisdom or doctrine of wisdom, then Buddhism becomes meaningful too. But however, Buddhism is anyway created by the scholars. Therefore, I don't like this word very much. And I said very often that Buddhism is different from Dhamma. Of course, Dhamma is broad. That Buddhism carries the Dhamma on and introduces the world, that introduces the Dhamma to the world, even nowadays. Therefore, we should appreciate Buddhism because it brings the Dhamma. It introduces the Dhamma. It carries on the Dhamma, right? So we should appreciate, we should wholeheartedly appreciate the Buddhism because it brings the Dhamma. But Buddhism shouldn't restrict the Dhamma to its own. But Buddhism should open the Dhamma to everywhere, everyone, because the Dhamma can be followed by all walks of life, right? So what I'm just talking is Dhamma. As I said, the Buddhism is very sectarian, Dhamma is very universal. And Buddhism is restricted, Dhamma is not restricted. Buddhism can be sectarian, the Dhamma is not sectarian. Buddhism can be subjective, but Dhamma is objective, right? So you can understand it. And here what I don't like, again, very much, is the translation of suffering, some translation of dukkha, that is suffering. I don't like this word, this translation also. The dukkha the suffering is not, the equivalent word to the Buddhist Pali term, dukkha. Dukkha is not equivalent to the word suffering. Therefore, many people are confusing. Many, people who are feeling negative to Buddhism tries to use this word. Buddhism does like this suffering. We don't like it. Those people try to say this, that Buddhism is pessimistic. Buddhism views life pessimistic. This is not actually. You know, Buddhism is, believe me, I have studied for Buddhism for many, many years and have put it into practice for almost 2 decades. Living in the forest and practicing especially Buddhist meditation, vipassana and samatha for 16 years long in the forest. Now this is the reason I try to bring this, my experiences of meditation, and to share with the world again. This is the reason I just try to find the way how to come out of, how to try to communicate with the world. So I try to find out and set up the YouTube to share with the Dhamma with all of those who are interested in Buddhism, meditation, mindfulness, and Dhamma these days. So this is the reason. You know, I have no idea to convert other people, to try to persuade them to believe in Buddhism. There's nothing to do with the belief in Buddhism. Buddha has never taught to blindly believe in his teaching. But he said, just learn it and put it into practice. If it is beneficial and useful, it makes you happy when you practice. Please take it. If it is not beneficial, it doesn't make you happy when you practice, please leave it. So he doesn't tell you, he doesn't say to believe in his teaching blindly. He didn't like unquestioning faith. Because unquestioning faith doesn't bring to anywhere, doesn't bring any benefits, because it just keeps us blind. Nowadays, in scientific age, we cannot be blind. We cannot pay a deaf ear to the truth. The science always has been proven things, how things are interdependent, right? As Albert Einstein said, if there is any religion that could cope with the modern scientific needs, it would be Buddhism. How wonderful it is. Therefore, nowadays so many psychologists, philosophers, scientists, encouraging people to practice meditation because it brings benefits. Meditation benefits my mind too, my life too. So it's meditation makes my mind open. Meditation makes my mind, harmonious with the rest of the world. And I like that Buddha's teaching, Panyatenta Pitwa. This is the teaching I like the most in the Buddha's teaching. Panyatenta Pitwa. It means, please take off your names and labels to find the truth and reality. Without taking off those names and labels, being attached to those names and labels, how could you find the reality, the truth? We call satya in Buddha's teaching in Pali literature. To find the truth, to attain the truth and reality, to realize the truth, we need to take off all the names and labels. So look, the Buddha doesn't, teach you to believe, to be attached to any particular religion. He said, if you are attached to any particular names of religion, how can you find the truth? He said that. He said, and learn the book, but he said, do not go by the book. And Kalama Sutta, very famous, well-known, the Sutta. I have not much time now because on YouTube. So I often explained when people come to stay with me meditations that what Buddhism exactly means. I often try to clear them up. It's because there's nothing to do with the belief and faith in Buddhism, but the Dhamma is universal. The Dhamma, you yourself is Dhamma. Whatever rises and passes away is called Dhamma. The composed of mind and matter, being composed of mind and matter is Dhamma. Right? So the Dhamma is different from the Buddhism itself, because Buddhism is, I often said, we must appreciate that Buddhism because it brings that Dhamma. I have to appreciate the Buddhism because I learned that Dhamma from Buddhism. right? But when I learn Dhamma and put into practice, it makes my mind open. And I have not particular name and labels to be attached to, but I open everything to find the truth. Look, we are a human being, composed of mind and matter. Nothing other than that. Even we have no sex of men and women. The sex of men and women, what is sex of men and women? It's just material. And the mental attitude, that's all. Just memory, just thoughts. I said very often, when I was born, I didn't realize, I didn't know I am a boy or a girl. When I was just a baby, I born as a baby, have without knowledge of male or female sex, just a baby. But when my mom calls me as a boy, then I feel boy. If my mom calls me a girl, I can feel a girl. So that's the conception, the designation given by the society. So these things are making us confused finally. Therefore, the Buddha said, to find the truth, please take off all names and labels. For finding the truth, please take off names and labels. Don't be serious to the names and labels. Don't be attached to particular names and labels of religion. For finding the truth, a developing wisdom. This is, I like very much. There's nothing, no disturbances to anything. So this means you can believe in whatever you want, but the truth is different from what you believe, right? You understand it. The truth is really different from what you believe. This is the truth, right? So therefore, Dharma is almost untranslated phenomena. Dhamma cannot be translated to me. Dhamma is very wide and deep meaning. So here it's a dukkha also. When dukkha is translated into the word suffering, people misunderstand and confused. Some people don't like this. Buddhism starts life is suffering. We don't like it. Some people say this, but suffering is not a word translation from the Pali. It's dukkha. I will try to explain later. Because I have to go to my classroom again. So I will try to explain you later. So please keep watching this video. Okay? Bye-bye.